At 22 inches wide, the Think Ace Surfski is all about stability, but this little boat had some surprises for me that I really didn't expect.
I'm Rod Clayton for the Paddle Channel, and this is my review of the Think Ace Surfski.
Okay, let's start by talking specs. The Think Ace is 18 feet long. I think it's 17 feet 11 inches long, so that's 5.47 meters. It's 53 centimeters in width, so I think that's right around 22 inches, just under 22 inches. Has nice low sides, makes mounting and remounting very easy. You can almost just plop into the boat. If you've never been in a Surfski before, it may take a second. It may feel a little tippy, but very, very stable boat. It does have carrying handles fore and aft, these nice aluminum handles. And it also has these aluminum cockpit handles. I really like the cockpit handles, especially on a boat that is 22 inches wide. It does make it very easy to carry the boat to and from the water. Whereas normally on a narrower boat, you might just tuck it under your arm. And it's also really nice to have when you're coming in the surf, even on a small day like this. Now, you don't want to hang out in the surf zone very long, so with these cockpit carrying handles, you just hop out. Pedals are extremely sturdy and very easy to adjust. See these solid aluminum rails, standard peg system there. One thing that I was a little concerned about was this double foot strap system, because I'm accustomed to having a single strap and attaching my Garmin watch between my feet on that single strap. But it really didn't bother me to strap it over. You see it strapped here over my right foot, and it really didn't bother me at all. So this particular ski is equipped with a DK rudder, 9-inch surf model. Great rudder. And you can see I really like the split ring that holds that rudder. You can see that passes through the shaft. Makes it impossible for you to lose a rudder. The Ace also has cargo compartments, really kind of nice if you're going to carry something like flip-flops, and or if you're going to carry, like, pack a lunch and go out. So nice option for adventure paddlers. And you're going to hear this over and over again during this video. We're going to talk about stability. This is my son going out for his first paddle in the ocean. He was going out through the surf zone for the first time, and you can see he just handled it with no problem in this boat. Then we decided, this footage is a little bit rough, but I did want to show it. We took him over to Carolina Beach Inlet, which can be kind of gnarly, but we wanted him to start to get the feel of catching waves. And because this boat is so stable, he just handled it with no effort whatsoever. Here he is, I think maybe his third time in a Surfski, maybe fourth. And we took him out. The wind's blowing here, headwinds about 13 miles per hour. And again, the stability of the Ace really gave him confidence as a beginning ocean paddler. Now, he's a great waterman, but it's really nice to have that confidence building platform under you when you're just getting into the ocean. So he seemed to like it so much that I had to try it out myself. And again, I was really surprised at the speed and the glide that you can get with this boat. Now, it does weigh 28.4 pounds, so it's not going to paddle like a carbon fiber boat, but it's very solid construction. It's nice and stiff, and you can see here just how stable it is going out through the waves. And then you'll see, as I start to accelerate out of the surf zone, it does have some pick up and get to it. So it's not a slouch by any means. So really nice boat. I was really surprised with. So here was something. Now Trey has decided he wants to go out on the more intermediate level boat. So I hopped into the Flex, and one of the things that I really liked, or I hopped into the Ace, not the Flex. Trey's in the Flex. I hopped into the Ace. One of the things I really liked about this was it's such a good teaching platform. You can see there why you really want to have a leash when you're downwind. That boat would have been gone otherwise. This is a really good teaching platform because you can slow down and stay stable. You can stop and circle around when Trey would fall out on this downwind day, and it was pretty bumpy this day. When Trey would fall out, I was able to circle back to him and stay with him. No stress whatsoever, just sitting there, not having to worry about staying stable in the boat in There's Trey doing the ocean remount that we've all done at some point when we were starting to paddle in the ocean. But you can see here I was circling back around to meet Trey. Just no stress whatsoever, no drama, and was able to fully turn my attention on him rather than my attention on just trying to stay upright in the boat. And you can see here he's just crushing it in that intermediate level boat now. And a lot of that is his waterman ability. He's a great athlete, but the other part is that the Ace gave him the feel and the confidence that comes from having that stable platform. So this is the paddle channel, so you know we're going to talk about downwinding, and that's probably what most of the footage in this video is, because I was under the impression for quite some time that really these fat boats, these wide boats like this, just really aren't going to surf very well. And I have to say I was very wrong about that. This boat, with that 18-foot length, and that, especially when paired with that DK rudder, with that surf rudder, was a ball. I can't tell you how much fun it was to paddle this in downwind conditions. That short, the whole shape and the short whole length really make it pleasant in the short period swell that we have here in North Carolina in this Cape Fear region. You can see the boat just fits in the troughs really well, and I was paddling around. This is a zone 2 heart rate right here, just taking it easy and really enjoying the day. I was very pleasantly surprised at how well this boat surfs. So this would be a great option for someone who's just learning to downwind. And again, you know, like Oscar Chalupsky says, stability before ability. It'd be a really good option for you if you're just learning to downwind. And actually, what I found, I've got many miles downwinding now in intermediate level boats and some elite level boats. And I can tell you, this was just a zen experience in this boat because it's so stable. It really becomes just you in the ocean, just trying to really fit the boat in just the right place to really find that gateway that you can hop over to and get the most out of every single wave, because you're not fighting for stability at all. So really pleasant boat if you're an experienced paddler too. I was very surprised by that. As far as the hull design goes, I never felt the need. You can see a little dig and dug the nose in just a little bit. I never felt the need for a deflector with this boat. I think maybe the wide shape of the boat, something about all that volume that's up there in front of my feet, and maybe also the handle sort of breaks up the water as it comes over the nose. But I never felt the need for a wave deflector on this Surfski. It does have a bailer, so it would empty out, but I can't tell you how well the bailer works because I never filled up the cockpit with any amount of water whatsoever. So we do have quite a bit of downwind. I apologize, but I just love the downwind, and I thought it was great. And this is, it's just a great example of how maneuverable this ski is and what a joy it is. So on flat water, it's not going to be the fastest ski you've ever paddled. Again, it's 28.4 pounds, but it is surprisingly fast for its width. As far as ergonomics goes, I found the boat very comfortable. I think probably wider paddlers could fit into it, and dug the nose in just a little bit there, and you can see how the water sheds off. So I did go out and look around and see what other people were saying about this boat, and some of the comments, people love the stability and they call it a confidence building boat, and I would completely agree with that. That was definitely my assessment of this boat. Other people said that it really brought their surfing skills to another level. Again, just having that stability really brings up your ability, especially when it comes to surfing. So if you're considering getting into surfing, definitely do it. And most people agree that Think absolutely nailed the fit and finish with this boat. And I would agree with that. So let's talk downside. So nothing's perfect. So there's a couple of things to keep in mind. It's not going to be as fast as a true intermediate or elite ski. There is a trade-off for that exceptional stability. The wide bucket might feel a little roomy for smaller paddlers, but you can always pad. I pad all my skis. I put hip pads in, so that's something that you can work around. And at 5.47 meters, it's compact, but it's not what I call a short ski. So there are shorter skis out there, but this would fit into most car garages. So if you want to ski that treats you well in almost any conditions and makes every session enjoyable, the Think Ace belongs on your short list. It's beautifully built, stalking engaged, it's incredibly forgiving, and it's a lot of fun to paddle. If you're thinking about getting into ocean paddling, this would be a great option. If you're thinking about getting into surf ski or perhaps adventure paddling and be able to use that cargo hatch, this would be a great option to consider. If you're a more experienced paddler, definitely consider this. If you're thinking about teaching others, you're looking for a nice stable teaching platform.
Yeah, buddy.
Or if you're looking for a boat that allows you to push conditions, you could go out in a little bit larger conditions than you normally would, or go out in maybe colder conditions than you would normally take your a more elite level ski out in. All in all, I think really nailed it with this Ace. I was really pleasantly surprised, and it's absolutely a joy to paddle. Now I will say this is an ocean surf ski. It's an open ocean surf ski. It's not meant for the surf zone, so you may or may not want to do this, but I couldn't resist. It was a pretty mellow day. And I found that this boat does not, with that fatter hull design, even with that nice DK rudder, it does not, that tracking that I found when downwinding did not translate into surfing these waves. So I was really just begging the boat to turn at some points. So again, these boats are meant for flatwater paddling and paddling downwinding on the ocean. And if you take it in the surf zone, you do so at your own risk. I'm Rod Clayton for the Paddle Channel. I hope you found this review helpful. If you've paddled the Think Ace, please chime in below and tell us your experience, pros and cons. That's what we like to promote here, is just getting the community talking and helping other paddlers enjoy their surf ski experience. Until next time, happy paddling.